Hello, everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to professionals that can help them to do so. Today, we have a very special guest, Ryne Johnson with Spirit Movers. How are you doing today?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Hey, man, we understand that time is one of our most valuable resources. So go ahead and jump in there and tell us a little bit about your journey.
So my name's Ryne Johnson. I'm actually the second generation owner of Spirit Movers. Bit about my story. I started out my educational career in psychology, actually. So I was pursuing a psychology degree at the University of South Florida here in the Sarasota, Manatee area, which I grew up. Um, Although I loved and have always been passionate about psychology, there was a little bit of a change in my trajectory, and I decided to actually continue on into a master's program totally outside of and not very much related to psychology, and that was computer science. So I went back to
Okay.
school and actually went all the way up to grab a master's degree in computer science with a specification in cybersecurity, in particular cyber intelligence. And I received that degree from the University of South Florida, Tampa campus, actually. And when I was about to accept a job in the field from the company that I had interned with at the end of my program, I had a moment of clarity and just really realized, although I've always been passionate for technology and that it was always something that I enjoyed doing as a kid growing up, taking apart computers, putting it back together, just understanding the underpinnings of technology in general, and going forward into the future with cybersecurity being a major part of that. I wasn't going to have the fulfillment that I desired and I felt called to sitting behind a computer all day and not really having that connection with the end user and that same level of relationship with a team. So I had the opportunity to come on board here at Spirit Movers, which I had worked over the summers in all aspects of the company throughout my
Mhm.
college time. And
Mhm.
then that is pretty much how I landed here.
Okay, okay. Well, look, what you have in the psychology degree, that's going to help you, because you get to talk to people, and sometimes you got to figure out what their brain is thinking. And that is awesome with the cybersecurity. I want to dive a little bit more in that before we get to Spirit Movers. Now, with it, what made you lean that way? Because, you got an established business from your family, seems like, and then you were focused on our brains and then you went to a whole nother level. What pushed you over that way?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, it kind of came back to that original passion I had for technology, not just with the computers, but every facet of it really just energized me. And although that was something that was a big part of my life growing up, I thought maybe I could transfer that into my future. And again, although I like technology, I actually could argue that I love learning about how it works and understanding how it works and working with it. I realized that although there's the saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I found that the truly happy and the most successful people don't necessarily love what they do, but they find love in what they do. And being able to be in this role at the helm of this company and in a leadership position, to me, is what's going to bring me that fulfillment.
Excellent, excellent. Now, tell us all about Spirit Movers. What do you guys do and where are you located?
Yeah, so we're actually located in Sarasota, Florida, on the west coast of Florida. We celebrated 41 years of business this year, started in 83.
Okay.
Like I said, my father was the original founder. When he started the company, it was just a typical kind of a office in the back room, one truck, two men, kind of like the two men in a truck story, very, very, very small level, local, just purely residential moving. And as the years went on and we grew, and he grew the company, multiple different iterations of warehouses as we needed more space. We also do storage as well, fully air conditioned facility now, which is definitely a big plus here in Florida with all the humidity. So
Absolutely.
as we continued to grow, and as I was working here over the summers, there was um, I would say a void in our area for the commercial aspect of this business in regards to there's so much growth. Sarasota, um, Longboat Key, you've got Fort Myers and Tampa Bay and St. Pete. All those areas are growing extraordinarily rapidly with commercial, businesses, let's just say, because there a lot goes on behind the scenes when it comes to commercial buildings. And so when I'm talking about commercial moving, I'm not, or a commercial division, I'm not really talking just about commercial moving. I'm talking
Hmm.
about bringing in, receiving brand new product, delivering that out. So we call that distribution and our final mile. We're actually out there installing and assembling hotels. We've done a lot of hotel projects in the area, each floor bringing in the product. And as the general contractors or the construction, electrical, plumbing are finished, we'll go out there, assemble and install in those rooms. Hospitals as well. There's a major healthcare system in the area, Sarasota Memorial Hospital, and we work
Hmm.
closely with them. We're their direct partners. So anytime they're expanding, which they've been doing a lot of, we receive and or transport that brand new product to its final destination and get it put in place properly. So again, it's not just the moving of existing things. It all has to do a lot with some of the new product coming in.
Yeah, it seems like completing opportunities as well, being that white glove service, that final mile, go ahead and get it installed once they need it. Now, I know you're focused on commercial. You guys do residential also, or do you just focus on commercial now only?
So the commercial has grown tremendously over the last 3 years. We still do residential. It's always kind of been part of our company history and always been the bread and butter. But this commercial boom has been magnificent. And honestly, we're getting to the point where we're almost 50% now, as far as business breakdown, as far as residential and commercial.
Okay, that's a good. Now, I'll stick to residential, and then we'll move back over to commercial some. Are you guys just doing the local area, or will you take me from Sarasota to Seattle? Tell us a little bit about the residential aspect of your business.
Yes, certainly. So in the beginning, yes, it was very much just the local. However, as we grew, we've actually been able to now become, I think it was celebrating about 35 years now in relation with Atlas Van Lines. So we're an agent for Atlas Van Lines. So
Okay.
any shipments going outside of the state, we can take you there. Like you said, we could take you to Seattle. Have a lot of partners over there that we work very well with. So cross country, interstate moving, we definitely can handle both coming in and or going out. And we've also expanded into international as well. So we have a
Okay.
salesman who has lived all over the world and speaks many languages and has a lot of knowledge in regards to the transporting of goods overseas and into different countries. So we also do international.
Okay, that's a good deal. Now, when it comes to the commercial, I know right now, medical facilities, hospitals, who would you say would be an ideal person that you wanted to build a relationship with if we're able to send you over that referral?
Yeah, of course. So anybody, any procurement department or lead in a procurement operation role at any of those companies, and or just the individuals who are in charge of the projects planning for the new phases or remodels of any of those type of industries. Like I like to say, the medical, the hospitality, and the high-end designer industries are our main focus right now, but obviously we're expanding into others as well.
Excellent, excellent. I'm going to move into referral partners and stuff like that who send you over opportunities. But before I go there, tell me about your shrink wrap. How much shrink wrap do you guys use? A lot of it?
Oh, well, yes, we'll just leave it at that. It's
Yes,
rolls
yes,
and
yes,
rolls
yes.
and rolls. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. I was joking with you as I was in college. I worked for an Atlas provider
Oh,
in
okay.
Savannah, and it was amazing how much shrink wrap we use. I can hear that sound in my ear right now as we were shrink wrapping those things, and I was getting dizzy.
Yes.
But just wanted to mess with you a little bit on that. Now, you've told us a lot about your businesses, the two segments, both the residential, we know you can take care of us if we're staying local, going long distance. You're doing more of the commercial. So we know what your target client looks like, but we do a lot of networking and it's a higher probability we're going to come across a referral partner. And what I mean by that is, for us, our main business is credit card processing. That's what we do. Great referrals for us are CPAs and bookkeepers because they send us over opportunities. Who does that look like for you, a good referral partner that we can connect you with?
Yeah, real estate agents, both for the commercial and the residential side, would be great referral partners. Another good one is developers or home builders. Again, on the residential or commercial side, we've developed some relationships and exclusive partnerships with a lot of those individuals in those industries, and they've worked phenomenally. Both, benefits both parties very well.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, Ryan, I know you have had experience inside of the business. You've been there for your entire life. I'm not sure if you're 41 yet. Don't look like it. So, I mean, you've been around this business your entire life. So, there's plenty of skills that you have acquired and nurtured. Do you mind sharing with the entrepreneurial audience that's watching today some of those skills, or one or two of those skills that you've acquired that they can possibly use to help grow their business?
Yes, of course. So, kind of based off of what you just said there, I'm 33 right now. Have been able to really tap into the vast knowledge and wisdom of our community and the community leaders here. So as much as I've learned how to do things within the business and run the business that have been effective specifically for this industry, most of my knowledge and leadership wisdom I've obtained through individuals who have been mentors in my life. For one, my father is definitely a great mentor to me, but I've also had a lot of opportunities to be around the table with other business leaders and owners, CEOs in this area, in which we roundtable discussion, share challenges, opportunities that we're going through, and be able to just absorb that wisdom and be able to apply it here. One of the things that I've learned that I've found to be very, very effective and sometimes overlooked, but the power of relationships. I would say that I have an incredible desire, personally, from who I am as an individual, to develop not just a relationship, but a deep and enduring relationship with the people here that we have the opportunity to serve, the accounts that we have, and even our team. And I think that's extremely important, because something that lacks today in this world is trust. We have a natural tendency to just default to distrust. And it takes a lot to get to build trust, right? I believe it's a combination between transparency, consistency, and empathy, and all of those factors added together will equal a strong foundation of trust. So not only that, but the other side of another thing that I would add would be um, constantly investing not only in yourself but also in your people, your team. So sharpening the saw on a regular basis is something that I like to do and prioritize. And it's easy as the head of a company to be bothered by so many emails, texts, fires, places you need to be, and they're calling and screaming your name right now. But to not forget to schedule the priorities, which are things that go back into, again, investing in yourself, whether it's reading, whether it's meeting with those other individuals, mentors, groups that they can really just help you foster who you are as a leader, and then investing in your team. So not just taking care of them, but also providing that same level of care and that same level of attention and intention with building them and trusting them to do the job that they're tasked with, or that you're giving them the opportunity to do. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the fact that you have a mindset of continuously having great deposits inside of the emotional bank account with your folks, because it definitely matters. And I appreciate you sharing those tidbits on how to stay focused, continue to sharpen the saw. One of the biggest things that I heard you say is the mentor-mentee relationship, trying to learn from others on either the mistakes or the wins that they have had, so you can add that to your bag. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that, Ron. Man, you are a wealth of knowledge to be where you are as far as age-wise, but I've always said it's not about your age, it's about your experiences, and you've had a lot of experiences being around business for this long. Now, we've talked a lot about residential, commercial, final mile, some of these skills that you've acquired. Now, let's just say you got all the commercial deals that you need. You're moving people all up and down 95 and 10 and all those different places. What would Ryan do with his time if he had more time to himself?
Ooh, that's a great question. I truly enjoy community and investing in the community outside of even the business. So there are a lot of places that I find myself outside of the office, if you will, when I do have that time. And one particular that always comes to mind is this community event that started maybe 2.5 years ago in downtown Sarasota. And I would tell you this, before I ever met with this group, I was the last person that you would ever find running for fun, and you would almost have to pay me, or I'd be running away from somebody coming after me to be in that position. But there's a group of people
Yes.
who started out with maybe 10, 20 people at a local establishment down in downtown Sarasota, running a 5K once a week. It
Hmm.
has grown to over 150 to 200 people that meet there every Wednesday, and they just push themselves, even whether it's a walker, or jogger or a runner. Even marathon participants are out there, and they're coming together for that common goal again, to just constantly seek to improve themselves. And even if that's a 1% gain over the time,
Hmm. Hmm.
over the next or the last time, excuse me. I think it's a beautiful community event that brings all walks of life together. Again, business
Hmm.
owners, doctors, you have nurses, you have cosmetologists, you even have financial advisors and realtors, and it's just a wonderful thing to connect and again develop those relationships in the community and to support. And now that I've been involved a lot, I also sponsor the opportunity whenever I can through Spirit. But I'm just a big people person, and I just really enjoy interaction like that. The other side, a little bit more fun. I do play the guitar and the bass
Okay.
and the piano. So when it's my time for a bit of retreat and or reflection, alone time, I do love playing instruments. Have created a few songs on my own and written a few,
Okay.
but I wouldn't say anyone needs to hear them. But hey, they're good
Come on,
for me,
man.
and I find a lot of
You
fulfillment in it. So those are
You now, now you know that was next. I was gonna tell you to reach behind that desk, grab that guitar, and go ahead and whip me on out, man. I need you to do it. Is what type of guitar is it? A bass or
So I have
acoustic?
acoustic and electric, and I also have a bass. I don't play that one as much, and
Hmm.
I totally would. I just didn't come prepared today, and I'm not just saying that as an excuse. I don't have one with me, but
It's
I
all
do
good.
prefer the acoustic on a regular basis. That's my go-to.
We'll get you back. This one, we're going to make sure to have a part two with Ryan when he comes back for his live show. So everyone stay tuned. But hey, man, I truly do appreciate you sharing that about yourself. It does take a lot for people to talk a little bit about their personal and let us behind the curtain a little bit. I do that because I want the entrepreneurs and the people that are watching today to understand we have to do all of this hard work, but we do it for those reasons. We do it so you can give back and run. You can cut the Peachtree Race or the Boston Marathon or whatever you're going to do in the future. We do all this hard work running these businesses to do those types of things. So thank you so much for sharing that. Ron, what's the best way for someone to get in contact with you if they need moving services in the Sarasota area, or if they want to learn more about you and the skills that you shared today?
Yeah, best place I would say would be our website. So that's spiritmovers.com, movers with an S, that's plural. At the same time, you could send me an email if you'd like to learn a little bit more personally. My full name is Ryne, and that would be at spiritmovers.com. Those would probably be the best two ways. Also, LinkedIn. You could search my name, Ryne Johnson, on LinkedIn and connect with me there. I'd be happy to have a conversation or connect there that way.
Okay. Excellent, man. Truly do appreciate that. And we appreciate you coming on as a guest. We know you had to schedule time, move away from the business for a second to make time for us. So we honor all of our guests by giving them the last word. So please take a few moments, look into the camera, and tell the people something good.
Yeah, so kind of like to include this portion, and whenever I have the opportunity, the kind of the history of my story, how I actually had the opportunity even to speak today about what we're talking about. And that is, my story originally started in Peru, as you've seen this poster in the back. That's where I was actually born. I was born in outside of Cusco, which, if you're familiar, is next to the Andes Mountains out down there. So my birth mother actually gave birth to me in a little village outside of the city, so remote that I actually didn't have a birth certificate when I was born. And in the 90s, cholera was ravaging the country, just devastating the population, especially the elderly and then the newborns. Unfortunately, my would have been older brother passed away, and so my birth mother decided to give me up for adoption for a chance to have a life and to live and to survive. So she came down from the mountains, went to Cusco, and I was connected with the wonderful, amazing family that I live with today, who's been such a great example in my life, has exhibited so many positive skills, so many positive experiences, and just allowed me to become who I am today. And I think I say that in a lot of ways ties back into how I operate and how my mentality is towards the people that I have the opportunity to lead now, and the fact that that was an I was given an opportunity that might not have been the case. I might either have never been adopted, or if I was, might not have been in the same type of a situation as I am now. I might not have even survived, depending on what happened with that disease down there in Peru at the time. So it's given me a sense of purpose, a sense of drive and desire that I don't think I would have without that. That has fueled me to continue to move forward. And visiting a few times, I was able to actually go with my adoptive parents, and my father and I actually got behind a plow with a native father and son, and we were on a tour and we plowed the field for about 30 to 45 minutes, basically living what I may have been living every day if I was not adopted,
Right.
if I even survived. And that changed my whole paradigm. So, very cathartic experience. I remember it to this day, and it's really shaped me and made me the man that I am today. So, just like to share that little background in history.
Oh yeah, excellent, man. Like I said, thank you so much. That's an amazing story. That puts a little bit more gravy on the goodness right there. To see that you were able to overcome some things, a lot of things that a lot of people would not have to face at all. Yours is definitely a unique story. So definitely appreciate you sharing that, man. You've It's been an honor to have you on the show today. Truly do appreciate it. Nothing but good success and blessings to you from this point forward. And let's continue to stay in contact because I want to hear the guitar and the piano. Come on, man. Now I'm going to have to come down there. You got to come up here to Atlanta and talk with us.
Perfect. Well, we'll make it happen. Thank you so much. It was an honor to be on the show. Really appreciate your time.
Yes, of course. And to everyone watching today, be kind and thanks.